really odd thing that he was advocating for being tough, yet he couldn't raise his son to do that.
I work with so many people that are of that baby boomer generation that it's getting to the point of retirement, and they talk about their kids. And I'll talk about this. The former CEO who just up and up left and walked away for another job, better opportunity. His son worked with us, and he's in his early 20s. He worked with us for 2 weeks, and they fired him.
Fired the son?
Yeah, the boss went to the CEO and said, hey, man, I got to do something. He said, that's him. You deal with him. He's like, dude, you can't show up. You can't we got to fire you. So let him go. We overheard the conversation. The CEO was talking with some of the other people about his kid. He's like, yeah, man, I hope you never have a kid like that. It's his own son.
He's just blaming God.
Right, but he's this CEO that somehow made his way up as a programmer for machinery.
Okay.
And he made his way all the way up to the top and been around. He works like a dog, 10, 12-hour days, whatever. But his boy doesn't have to. This new job that he took, exponentially more money, moving out to the West Coast, yada, yada. And I made the comment to the guys. I said, hey, what about his son? What's he going to do with him? Because he's like 25, 26, living at home. Everybody looked at me and said, oh, he'll take him with him.
Yeah.
You're going to California is going to help him somehow.
Well, no, and that's the thing. It's not about helping him. It's just, I don't know if they feel guilty or what, but whatever.
Okay, so I'm going to wrap up my thought with this baby boomer thing. I didn't go off on a tangent on you, Carrie, but I know we could talk about this forever.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Because I'm getting a lot of feedback from the baby boomers.
Okay.
And the affluent baby boomers. And that feedback is the frustration and the disgustingness of these Republican debates. And
I got that today.
And the hate and all this. They're juvenile. They're childish. I'm going to tell you something right now. And for all of you guys who hate on Trump, that's fine. And we are not here saying Trump is the guy. If he is the GOP nominee, then that's who we'll vote for. Rubio, that's who we vote for. Cruz, that's who we vote for. Yes, there is one better than all. Yes, none of them are perfect. And you'll never find a perfect one ever in a million years. Okay. Trump's anger and all the people that he has seemingly been able to attract as if he was the Pied Piper stems, in my mind, and this is just my personal opinion, I believe it stems from all that anger of the Generation Xers, all these different generations that came behind the baby boomers that couldn't make the come up, didn't make the come up. We watched as the Democrats destroyed this country. We watched as the Clintons destroyed it. We watched as Bush did what he did, and then when he left office, we found out, oh my goodness, he's a baby boomer too, and he's, ugh. And then y'all felt guilty, felt like you needed a black man because you wanted to prove that you were not racist. Because by and by, back in the day, a lot of y'all, a lot of jokes, a lot of racist jokes. I didn't make them up in grade school. We got them from our parents or uncles or whatnot.
Right.
Okay. That don't fly now. You can't say those things anymore. Okay, I understand. Obama comes out, nobody vets him out. All the baby boomers run the news media.
Well, even the vetting that did happen, it was kind of like, yeah, but nobody's perfect and whatever.
Right.
It was totally swept under the rug by everybody, collectively. It's not like all this stuff was like, oh, I didn't know about Reverend Wright.
Right.
And I didn't know about the Choom Gang.
No. Yeah, we knew.
Nobody. There's not a single person who voted for Obama in either election, but I'll even say more importantly the 2012, because if you wanted to argue that you didn't know something about him in 2008, you certainly couldn't argue that in 2012.
Right.
And yet, he was elected anyway.
They're calling, this is from Wikipedia, they're calling Generation X from 65?
Yeah, that's me.
To 82.
I'll say 85. Just to keep it's arbitrary, but
okay.
I say 65 to 85.
So you and I didn't even make that cut.
What? Okay.
With the Generation Y.
We were born yesterday.
Apparently not. So, Generation X between 65 and 85. That generation right now is between the age of 35 and 55. Or 50.
35.
Yeah, 50. 30 and 50. That whole...
30 and 50.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Between 30 and 50.
That's a huge demographic.
We've been watching this. We have been watching this, and we have been living this.
What do you mean we? Let me go ahead.
Because I'm 30. 30 to 50. I'm at the 30.
You're a millennial? You're a
hit
dirty millennial?
Hit the cusp.
You think we have bad things to say about the baby boomers, the millennials.
But here's my point. Now you have this huge voting block of age between 30 and 50 who should be entering into middle-class America around the $50,000 a year plus margin because you all did it. Back in the 80s, you all had it.
We're all wondering what the hell happened to America that it's very rare to be able to do what the baby boomers did. The baby boomers were told, you go to college, you have everything handed to you. They went to college, they had everything handed to them. They put 2 and 2 together, they raised the Generation X, they have their children, they're all Generation Xers. They say, you go to college, you get everything. They all go to college, they get the debt. The baby boomers never had to deal with the debt that is saddled with them. And then they get out of college, and everybody's like, you think that college degree is going to get you anything? I mean, people are angry. They have turned the entire generation of their children into slaves.
Yes! Because
they've literally said, all right, well, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go and work your butt off for free at a college. You know, you're going to do your work, your projects, your homework, your studying, all that you don't get paid for. Meanwhile, we're going to load you up with a imaginary number called school debt, college debt, and you're going to work for the next 30 to 50 years to pay that off.
Okay, check this out.
Baby boomers didn't have to do that.
No, check this out. Okay, I just pulled this up. This is from the government website. 1976. This is for room and board. On average, for all institutions, room and board. For a 4-year, all year for a 4-year degree, on average was $2,500. In 76.
And, you know, you would have to adjust for inflation.
A brand new car in 70. You could have bought a muscle car. A bad muscle car for $3,500.
So less than the price of a sports car.
However,
a muscle car.
However, those sports cars now are, you know, if you have their gems, so it's kind of weird to kind of, let me put it to you this way. Those Pontiacs that nobody really wanted, you could probably pick them up for a dime a dozen.
I like the Firebird, okay? But anyway.
The ones that aren't around no more?
No, they aren't.
The Fire Chicken?
Yeah, they're not around. But I loved it. The Smokey and the Bandit car.
Right.
Anyway.
Right. So you're looking at $2,500 for a 4-year degree back in the 70s versus they're saying that the stats just go to 06. 06,
which doesn't do it justice.
No,
because it's shocking.
They're saying $28,000
per year
for 4 years.
That was in 06. It's definitely higher now.
Oh, yeah.
It may actually even be double that.
I went to college for 2 years and some change, and I dropped $20,000.
Oh, easily. It was $2,500 a quarter because we were in the quarter system back then, and you only went 3 quarters out of the year. Most people didn't go in the summer quarter. It's a little different than high school.
Those are the overachievers.
In high school, you get the summer off, and then you jam 4 quarters in the other 9 months. In college, you had 4 quarters, but one of those was the summer quarter. Nobody went to that.
Right, you just screwed off all year.
All year? Or just the summer?
Sorry, what happened? What was I
talking
about?
In the summer.
What are we talking about here?
Anyway, so my point is that, yeah, I could see you dropping the 20 G's on 2.5 years.
So why am I making what is the point? What am I getting at here? Here's what I'm getting at. I'm getting at that this giant, large demographic voting block is absolutely enraged with anger, and it does stem from the government giving our money away to poor people who don't want to work, and all the welfare programs, all these things. Yet the people who are working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, they ain't getting nowhere.
No.
They're straddled with it, and they're not getting anywhere.
And there's no prospects of breaking through and doing anything like what the baby boomers
Start
did.
a business today? Yeah, you'll be out of business tomorrow.
Yeah, and
forget about it.
The baby boomers are the ones that have become the elected officials to put in all these. They've done two things, and this is really frustrating.
Projection on their part to put all those rules in place?
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm just throwing that out
Could
there.
be. They're looking at it like, oh, man, we really did a lot of damage. So we got to prevent the next generation from doing that. That's number one. The other thing they do, which is a lot more malicious, because, it always sounds good. Hey, you know what? We're sorry for damaging the environment, let's say. So let's create this EPA to prevent the future generations from doing it. I understand it's good intentions, right? Here's what I don't like. I honestly think there's a lot of policy put into place by baby boomers in charge that are elected officials and whatnot that are designed specifically to shore up, to put the buttresses up to their wealth and power. They were given all this, and now they're like, whoa.
You got to protect this.
You got to protect
it.
So everything that they've built policy-wise lately, now that they're all in charge, is to shore up the defense walls.
They're saying right now the EPA literally makes law and enforces law like never before. That should be coming from the president, from the legislator, from the government end, not from a specific department. It's just unbelievable the amount of power.
Oh, yeah. What they're saying is the departments can create a regulation that is treated like a law. It can be used to fine companies and people and imprison them if needed. And there's tons of those, right? Well, the problem is in the original intent of the founders was to treat that as law, which must be created by a legislator, voted on, signed by an executive, and all that kind of stuff. And that doesn't happen under the current regulation model.
I believe, just by listening to Trump talk, I believe that he, in his mind, knows how well capitalism works. And he believes if he can put that back into play again,
we need that soundbite.
Will
what?
Launch our generation back to where it should be.
So make America great again.
That's where he's coming from.
I think we may have just summed it up. From the start of this show right now, I think we just explained it. Explained what he means by making America great again. What he means is that at one time it was great, and that would be what was created for the baby boomers.
Right.
And he wants to make America great again like it was for the boomers for the current and future generations.
Well, that sums it up. That's the show for tonight.
No. Don't hang up on us. Don't turn us off.
Don't change the dial.
Do not change the dial. So anyway, no, we have that soundbite of a clip that the media, they're a bunch of socialists, they're a bunch of progressives, they're a bunch of communists that think that Rubio got the better of Trump on that exchange, and it really reveals the problem with our politicians today. And the producer is frantically scouring and failing.
We can try. We can try one right here. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
All right, we're trying to find the soundbite that is just the most critical part.
What else is part of your healthcare plan?
When you get rid of the lines, it brings in competition. So instead of having one insurance company taking care of New York or Texas, you'll have many. They'll compete, and it'll be a beautiful thing.
So that's the only part of the plan? Just the lines, the interstate competition?
No, the nice part about the plan, you'll have many different plans. You'll have competition. You'll have
Stop it real quick. So it's supposed to be a gotcha thing to Trump to try to pin him down on stuttering about